Well, let's come to this.
Yes. It's come to this. A lot has happened since we last met.
There is a lot that has happened.
Yes, you've become a married man.
Yes.
To a woman.
Yes.
And who would have
There
thought?
it is.
There's the ring.
There's the ring.
Fantastic.
Where's your ring? You're married.
Yeah, no, I'm. You'll learn. You'll learn in a few years. We go, oh God, I hate this thing. The wedding, the ring.
The ring.
Yeah,
Not the wedding.
Not the wife.
No, not the wife.
No, the wife is beautiful. You're very blessed. You're very lucky. It was an amazing ceremony.
It was great to have you there.
Well,
you and your wife, Kate.
Yes. My wife, Kate. That still sounds weird.
Yeah.
You know, when I say your wife, Erica.
Yes.
Do you go,
no longer do we say fiance. I know.
No. But is it weird to hear?
No, I was kind of expecting it.
Oh yeah, because you got married and stuff.
Yeah.
And you showed up at that wedding.
Yeah.
thing.
So it didn't come as a big surprise.
Yeah. No. But you didn't. You know, you're what, like 41.
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't rush into this decision. You're waiting for the right time,
yes,
like
the right person.
Yeah, the right time, like a world epidemic.
Yeah.
You know, like a you know, when it's near the end of the world, I might consider getting married.
Yeah.
That way, it's more economical. But
I thought those people that get married, you know, when they're 90 or 85, like that guy that married Anna Nicole Smith. Remember?
Oh
that?
yeah,
he was like a billionaire. Oil.
But she didn't want his money. She loved him.
Of course.
Every wrinkle of him.
It was true.
Yeah. No. It's it was a special wedding because of that. It was only a very limited number of people.
And you could feel the real connection of everyone knew each other. It wasn't like one of those big weddings where you got hundreds of people. Because we're only restricted to 20 people.
20, and I was very privileged to be one of those 20.
Oh, of course. Saleh.
Without having to crash the party, because I would have crashed it. If I didn't get an invite, I would have come in with a bit of a sledgehammer or something. But no, it was very special because the Egyptian weddings are the extreme opposite. You know, whether pandemic or not, there's like 50 million people go, and it's just to show off. Look how wealthy we are. Look, and then they get divorced about 2 weeks later. It's fantastic. It's lovely. You know.
So is it a big occasion, like in terms of over a few days, like an Indian wedding?
No.
Just the one day.
Just the one day, but they squeeze 3 days worth of
into
extravaganza.
Yeah.
Do you have a tissue?
No, I don't. Oh, look out! Wow. In this day. Oh, again. Wow.
No, it's not Corona.
Wow.
It's
Have you? Oh, shit. Saleh, are you all right?
No, just hay fever. It's hay fever.
Sure. You know, in this day and age, when something like that happens...
You're a leper.
Suddenly
you're a leper.
Yeah, you can't...
But I have hay fever. No, you're not. You're a leper now. It's called leprosy.
You must be quarantined now.
You must...
But whatever you got, I've got it, so it's...
That's right. You might as well... That's what friends are for.
Yeah, it's sharing.
You know, if I get a deadly virus, are you better than me?
Well, you know, we went away for a few days after the wedding. I know we'll talk more about the wedding, but we went up to the Blue Mountains for a couple of days.
Yes.
Tahir, our good friend,
joined you?
No, he and his wife Simone got us accommodation up there for a couple of nights.
Right.
This beautiful boutique hotel.
Wow.
And then we came back from there, and on the way back, I read the report that in Balmain, my local neighbourhood, the Woolworths, you know where that is, near where I live, there'd been an employee that returned from Victoria, had COVID, and they had to close down the Woolworths, do the whole once-over clean, and all the employees, 50-plus employees, all had to be quarantined for 2 weeks. So we just missed out on it. We came back, and
you sound like you were hoping to be quarantined for 2 weeks.
We luckily were away during that time.
So you're blessed. You are blessed. You are the son of God. You are truly the son of no. That's what they would have said to him. Yes. But you seem to sort of always escape tragedy and bad luck. And
I have had some bad luck throughout my life, but I've maneuvered my way.
I heard those speeches at your wedding.
Oh wow,
that was bad, man. Your best friend. By the way, everyone who got up claimed to be your best friend. I don't know what's going on here. I thought
that was a lovely part that you put in your speech.
Yeah.
When you said, I thought we were best friends, and now I find out there's all these other people
cheating on us. Yeah. They're cheating on. They're like they've been seeing other friends behind our backs.
They got a good laugh, but the sentiment didn't go unnoticed. That was nice of you. To say.
Well, everybody got up, and then. To be fair, the friend you've known the longest in your life, Grant.
Yeah.
Look, I can tell you, I have never been to a wedding where the best man speech went longer than the actual ceremony.
He did over half an hour.
Half an hour.
And you know what he did? He called me up. He goes, I didn't realize. He called me up the next day and goes, I reread through it. The read through was 40 minutes.
Oh, the read through.
I was like, what?
So he edited it.
Well, did you see him on the fly? Like he just took a few pages and he said, "I'll be finishing up."
Yeah.
But usually, like maybe 8 minutes max for a speech, right?
But
like 30 minutes. It kept on going.
It wasn't a speech; it was a thesis. he was like been working on it for years.
He got up afterwards and said, "Well, thank you for sharing your latest novel with us, Grant."
Yeah, that's right. It just kept going on and on and on, and you know, people.
But it was all inside jokes that I could hardly remember, even like stuff from years ago that I was like,
was it you? Yeah. Maybe, was he thinking about you?
Yeah.
Maybe it was someone else.
Yeah, it was. And, you know, God bless him. He put a lot of effort and work into it. But half an hour,
Grant is a lovely man, but no concept of time. He's like Doctor Who. He just kind of messes with time and hopes that something could. But man, I never been so like I just wanted it to end.
Yeah.
I've never been to a wedding where I thought, let this end, please. Give him a heart attack.
That was the reception where, like, and he gave a speech in the wedding and kept to time because it was a pre-arranged piece for him to read, right?
Yeah.
And so he kept to his time during the actual ceremony. My wedding.
Oh yeah, your wedding. That was you, wasn't it? Did he give it? Did he?
Yeah, he gave it. It was a Native American, a Navajo wedding speech.
Now, why didn't I remember that?
You blocked all things Grant related.
Anything Grant related because I thought I'm getting old. I don't have time to listen to Grant. But I thought, oh shit, I'm 90. That's the end of my life.
I couldn't. It was long, and he went to so much work too. He had the presentation
which no one could see.
But you know what the funniest thing is? Afterwards, I spoke to my brother. My brother was like, "Get him off!
Get him off!" Yeah.
But Grant's dad, Peter, leant into Ben and said, "He's got to slow down. He's rushing it."
Well, it's in the family, isn't it? Because following Grant's dad, Peter got up and gave the most. Probably the weirdest. So I went from the longest to the most bizarre, right? So this guy is a wrestler and a kayaker and a barrister and a real character, and he drives a Lamborghini, which he told everyone about.
Yes.
And I liked him. I think he's a good man.
Yes.
But very strange. Mm-hmm. You know, he got up and I've never seen a speech that was more devoted to the bride. And just showed so much longing for this. Her porcelain skin and her hair is so nice. What's going on?
Well, the funniest is when it got to a point when he went, Erica, and then you yelled out from the back, "Will you marry me?"
That's what it felt like.
Oh, I lost it on that. That was hilarious.
He felt like he was about to get on his knee.
That was like the perfect timing. Just when he turned to her and Erica and you're, "Will you marry me?"
Yeah. You got. When I saw that porcelain skin and that gorgeous hair. Peter, hey, she's not married to you. You're just a guest. And then he said something that I found quite odd.
Yeah.
When he said, and you know, you don't hear things. I heard things in your wedding that I never hear that I've never heard in anyone else's wedding.
Right.
This guy gets up and says, this is Peter again. Mm-hmm. He's going, "I love Joel. I really love Joel. His porcelain skin." No, he did not. He went, "I love Joel. I'd take a bullet for Joel." He'd take a bullet for Joel. What? How tough does he think the comedy industry is? What have you told him? And he's willing to take a bullet. Well, I'd like to put that to the test.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, say, Peter, can you stand in between Joel and
John Wilkes Booth? Yeah.
And I'll just get this pistol out and. Oh, no, I was just speaking figuratively. Oh, yeah.
I'll take a paintball bullet.
Yeah. Maybe if you shoot Joel, maybe I could date Erica. Because, you know, she'll be lonely. And,
you know. No, the bullet. Joel was meant to take the bullet.
That's what I meant. I'll take a bullet for him from the shops and then shoot him. No one knew what he really meant by that. And, you know, when people say, I'll take a bullet for you, they think that it's not likely to ever happen.
No.
You know, but we should make it happen and then prove that he's bullshitting. Come on, Peter, let's see. Are you true to your word? But no.
It was a nice sentiment.
was a nice sentiment.
But an extreme circumstance.
He's always thinking extremes.
Yes. Well, he's an extreme man. You know, he sets world records.
Oh, he does.
He gorilla presses people.
He's a character. If you don't know who we're talking about, you may remember a show years and years ago. It was about law.
Yeah,
and he was the barrister.
The first time that they had cameras in the law courts in Sydney,
and he was the main guy.
And he was, and
he's a character, man. He's funny.
You know that they use that in law school for teaching.
Yeah,
and he's had people come up to him in the airport.
So,
I saw you on the documentary. But the funniest thing is, the other barristers, like in his office, computers and things on the wall, and then they go to interview Peter. He's sprawled on a Chesterfield wearing sunglasses. Giving a rundown of what it is to be a lawyer.
I love that. I saw an article in the paper where he sued his neighbours because they were smokers, and some of the smoke was travelling, seeping into his lungs.
You know, he got lung cancer.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, and
did he sue them before he got the lung cancer?
No, this was after. Yeah, when he got
So he got the lung cancer and sued them.
Yeah.
Man, that's pretty good.
I remember seeing him. He was he was in the bed. I went to visit him in the hospital with Graham in Royal North Shore, and he's got all these stitches up the side, and he says, "I'm going to put a rocket up these assholes."
Yeah, I think he was talking about an enema he was going to have later on. I don't know. Look, he's. I love crazy characters, as you know. I love insane people because I'm kind of one myself without the courage or the strength.
No, he's a big fan of yours too. He always asks after you, and when he came and saw you, when you first had your first show that you did at the Opera House, and he was there for that. And ever since then, you won him over.
No, we had a good chat. Do you think he'd take a bullet for me?
I don't know. Maybe a stun gun.
Maybe I'll take like a
BB.
I'll step on a mine for you, Joel.
There was some interesting from the Levacs. They covered. But you know, I really like to. Your speech was great, by the way. What I loved. Arj comes up to me and goes, "You're never going to be." He goes, "This is so Akmal." What? He goes, Akmal was writing his set list out on a napkin, and he had it next to him, and the waiter came and cleared it and threw it out.
That's right.
So you had no set list, no reference, but you just got up and winged it and killed it.
They were a very receptive audience.
You killed it.
But I did. I had it. I was sitting next to my wife on the table, and I'm writing, and I've got up some points, some ideas, and just as I thought, I've got this now. I've got this point form, and the later comes in and takes it.
You turn back over. What the fuck?
Oh no. Yeah.
And
he's now giving that speech at another wedding.
Well, they loved it. The people at the restaurant loved the speeches. Like they were saying, having like you in there, and Arj did a great speech too.
Yeah.
And Artie and Andy, our management.
But see, Artie took my line. I had a line which he stole from me. And I'm happy to say that on air, my manager stole my material.
Really? So you told him about the line and he took it?
Yeah, I said
he was on just before you.
Yeah. I don't know if he had it planned or whatever, but I had a line about Joel doesn't rush into. I did it early, but doesn't he wants to wait for a world pandemic.
Yeah.
So he can save money.
Yeah.
He just reworked it and took it as his own. I thought, and I couldn't do it.
He cut you off.
Yeah, I would have done it better.
Yeah.
And,
it's all in the delivery.
But he got big laughs. He got both the
Lang boys.
The Lang boys are our managers, if you don't know.
And, Artie and Andy.
And they both like a double act.
They were. And Andy, they were both committed to. Like Andy got up and he had the salt shaker and using it like the microphone. He's like. And then putting it in front of, but he just kept on doing it. Like, usually you go, there's the gag, move on. But he kept on holding it throughout the whole thing. I thought, well, that's commitment.
Commitment, or just really pissed. When I talked to him, he said, what?
The alcohol bill was more expensive than the actual meal.
Yeah, always, because you got the Langs. No one else drank. It was just our managers who get sloshed because they got so much money.
And what was really nice, what was really classy of them? For the wedding gift, I went to pay for it, and they said, "No, your management already covered the meals."
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, it still was a bit more expensive, but they put down a large sum to.
Speaking of which, I realized I my gift is still to come.
So I was going to ask you, did you? So you didn't buy me the cutlery?
No. Oh, I mean, yes. Yeah, I bought the cutlery, the silver one. Yeah, I bought that.
Someone's bought the cutlery, but there was no card on it. And Erica and I trying to figure out who.
Yeah, it was me. Was it nice?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was me. Yeah, the cutlery, yeah. I'm big on cutlery. That's I only give cutlery to people I really like. No, we didn't find the place where you could give the gifts and stuff.
What do you mean? There was a bowl there that people put their cards and things in.
I didn't see that. Didn't see that? Didn't see Grant's reading of the Navajo thing?
Now, did you bring a gift?
No.
No. Well, then if you didn't see it, what do you?
There's no point.
No.
Yeah. Maybe I blocked it out to feel less guilt. No, but it's still coming. I'm working.
Okay. No pressure.
No pressure. But getting back to Peter Lavac, the barrister, amazing personality guy. I love it when people underestimate how hard comedy is, and they go, I'll open with a joke, this will kill, and then it dies.
What was the joke? I can't remember.
The joke was Seinfeld's joke about if Ben is the best man, why is he next to the wife?
Oh right, yeah.
I mean, he thought, this can't go wrong, and no one would have heard of it.
Yeah.
No one knows who Seinfeld is. All right, no, I'm gonna kill with it. And he opens, and it was a great audience. Like if it dies that night, then it's never gonna work. And he opened with it. And went,
tumbleweed.
Yeah. And moving right along. I'll take a bullet for Joel. It was funny. It always cracks me up when people underestimate it and go.
Well, what about I was up until 3 a.m. that morning, and I wrote something on everyone in the room. I had this long speech prepared. Because Grant went half an hour. And everyone kind of kept to their time, but it was long. By the time I got up at the end of it, it was like. You read the room, right? And you go, there's no way I'm going to do everything up. So
if only Grant read the room. He's illiterate.
So I had to go through my notes because I had spaced out where Dad and Mum and Ben and Janine were. So I just basically said their things. I had stuff written about you. And
we can say it to me now.
Oh, well,
it's awkward, I know, but you might as well. You've wrote it. I don't want you to waste your time.
But then it got to Erica, and I knew what I wanted to say. I had and this has never happened. I got this overwhelming rush of emotion that just blindsided me, and I started crying. I broke down. I couldn't get through the speech. And I was.
But people appreciated the honesty and the raw emotion that came with it, as opposed to the normal bullshit. And I've been to a lot of weddings. Egyptians get married more than anyone statistically. And they're always so corny and tacky and half
the
of
wind
them,
beneath my wings.
And they play that, or what's the other one? It's just the same. It's always the same. But people shouldn't feel embarrassed by emotion. We're just programmed to keep it in and control it. Why?
But the nice thing was I felt comfortable doing that in that room because I was in the room with people that I genuinely love, people that are close to me in life. So it was a safe place to be able to just,
Speeches most speeches are forgettable, but moments like that are remembered forever. Like that's what people will remember from that night, that honesty and that rawness.
And Grant's 30-minute speech.
Well, they'll try and forget that, but it's going to be difficult. They may need some professional help. Man, that went on. And you know what? Tahir was telling me that because he was the MC, Tahir, and Grant speech, he actually wrote in the speech, I know this is going on too long. He actually wrote that in the speech.
That's a sign.
That's
a sign.
Maybe take that bit out. Oh man.
Tahir did a great job of emceeing.
He did.
Keeping it together and
very selfless.
And keeping it moving and it was and then my brother, the table that my brother, my dad's partner Janine, and my brother's mate Josh, that was like the misfit table.
The misfit table. Because do they listen to the show?
No, I doubt it.
You might have to. But Peter might have to take a bullet for you.
But they were like, I had to shush them up at one point. Did you hear me during someone's speech where I had to shush them? And then Arj was giving my brother looks to shush him up during the speech, and then even during your speech, you're up there and you go, so, and then you turn them over and go, Ben, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. It was so loud.
Yeah.
But that's alcohol for you.
Yeah. And it's funny because before that, my brother, I shouldn't really be saying this, but my brother was saying, don't let mum get up and give a speech. She'll just embarrass you. And I'm like, what are you talking about? If she wants to give a speech, she can give a speech. And then I gave her the speech to read in the actual ceremony, the Mark Twain speech on marriage. And she did great. And I called my brother up after that and I said, here you are, saying that mum's going to be an embarrassment. We're having to shush you up. You're the one that was drunk.
Ben.
Yelling out. Come on. And he goes, was I? And I thought, oh, that's how drunk he was.
He was really smashed,
But I like though he did get up and give a short, because he was he gets stage fright, so he didn't want to get up. No. And then he got up and gave.
My wife Kate said actually she really felt for him. She felt really sad for him She feels sad for everybody.
Yeah.
But there was an incident that happened years and years ago with you and a guy who was there.
With me?
Yeah. $50.
Oh, $50. Yeah.
Can we explain that to the audience? Because or should we? Or
no. Well, let's not name names.
Let's not name names. But a guy who is a professional, you went to him and a family friend.
Yeah. Oh, no, that Ben had an incident with him?
Yes.
Really?
Well,
where?
Should we say the incident first?
Okay.
All right. Well, the incident, the original incident was you went and asked him to make a video. I can't remember what the video was. Was it something to do with your show? Or?
No, it was a poster for the show.
Yeah.
And it was for your show, and he put me in a special guest and next to you.
Yeah. And then you asked him, said, "Can I have a copy of that?" Or something like that. And he got angry and said, "Well, give me $50 then."
Yeah.
I mean, a copy wouldn't have.
You were there.
I was there.
Yeah.
I was there at Darlinghurst.
Yeah.
If he listens, he'll know who he is. And then, anyway, this is how many years ago?
Yeah. This is 2005, maybe.
2005,
15
right?
years ago, maybe.
Yeah. Went $50.
Yeah.
So I made the mistake of telling Ben that story in 2005.
Right.
And skip forward to your wedding reception.
Was that the reception? Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he comes in and he's taking photos.
Yeah.
This is the man who gave $50 guy.
Yeah.
And he kept going up. I'm talking to Ben, and he kept going up to him. Remember him? And he kept going up to him. $50.
Ben was too.
Yeah.
Oh.
$50. And your friend looked at me and said, "Do you know what he's talking about?" I said, "I have no idea." I had to say that because why am I going to explain that? $50. and then he'd leave it again and come back again and go, $50.
God.
Oh man.
So he had no idea though.
Well, I doubt it very much because this is something 2005.
Who's going to remember? Well, we remember it because
it was it stood out as weird.
Yeah.
But there's no way. And then he actually asked me. He said, "What's he talking about?" I said, "I don't know, $50. I mean, he needs $50, maybe. I don't know."
Oh shit!
Oh, man.
So it didn't escalate into.
No.
Okay, good.
But I kind of moved away at that point because he kept doing it.
Was he drunk at this point?
Yeah, extremely drunk.
Okay.
You know, $50. And the guy's going, and your mate's just pulling back on what's going on. What's going on with that? It's funny.
I'm glad it didn't escalate.
Oh no, could have been fun. We could have been talking about. Oh, and the reception hall was set on fire, and Ben was arrested.
$50 worth of damage.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah.
And it was lovely. Like the ceremony was. It was interesting for me too, talking about emotion, watching Erica walk down, because it was at the State Theatre.
Yes. Now, before we say, just to explain to people, you're the type of person, and it's very rare, that gets things given to you for free, a lot. You notice?
Oh, yeah.
Everything. Yeah. Everything. Look, the guy, your friend.
Not everything, right?
Well, not everything, but
Well, I am lucky at times.
So not lucky. I think you sow what you reap. You do good, and people, So you had Jim, very competent,
incredible director. Yes.
It was like when you look at the video, it looks like a $50,000 production.
Multi-camera shoot. Yeah.
He did it for free.
Yeah, as a wedding present. It was very kind of him. Yeah.
And then our management paid for the reception.
Yeah, for the part of the dinner. Yeah,
they didn't have to, but they did. And your friend, the opera singer,
Andrew Goodwin. Yeah.
Andrew Goodwin. Look him up. He's a professional.
World-renowned.
Just happened to be there, and he sang few times.
Yeah, he sang an Italian aria at the ceremony.
How much did he charge you?
Wedding gift.
Nothing. And you got even his son played.
His son Alexander played the piano accordion.
And his wife, the Russian opera singer.
Yes, yeah, and she was playing piano.
She was playing piano.
And Andy played that violin was incredible when he was playing the violin and she was on the piano as Erica walked down the.
And Ed Sheeran. No, he wasn't there. But I almost like all these talented people, and on top of all that, you got the State Theatre because you knew the person and he gave it to you for free.
They were very kind. They were so generous.
That's amazing setup, you know. But that's some people have that, and other people are the opposite. Yeah. Everything they touch just collapses.
Well, I really wanted this to be a special occasion. And you know, unfortunately, Erica couldn't have her parents or close friends from the States there. Yeah. So, and it's weird. We were thinking maybe the Botanical Gardens initially. Yeah. Originally, we were going to have the wedding back in Vegas, right?
Yes.
In September. And
then Corona.
Then Corona hit, and thankfully Erica was out here at the time.
Yeah.
And so we thought, all right, what about Botanical Gardens? And that's too cold. We're walking through the city, and Erica, the first
people
time,
with hay fever will sneeze and they'll think of coronavirus.
Exactly.
And get taken away. Just the whole wedding could.
Yeah, it would be a catastrophe. And Erica had seen me perform at the State Theatre, and she said, we'll just happen to be walking by, and she goes, what about the State Theatre? That would be ideal. And I thought, yeah, of course. But then the next stage of getting it was like a long shot. But thankfully, they were lovely. They were so nice, and you know, big shout out.
And also, you're very lucky because the theatre's not being used.
The theatre's not being used. Everything's in lockdown. So that foyer there was just magnificent. It's just an incredible setting for it, and.
Now everyone's going to want to be married at the State Theatre.
Yeah, sure. Well,
why not?
Yeah, 20 grand, you can have it.
Yeah, you know? $50.
Yeah, $50. Yeah. But just to have, and it was hard going through the list of people to invite and who couldn't, because originally I had a lot bigger list of people that I wanted to be there, obviously, but because there was only 20 people allowed, I had to, and I initially invited people and their partners, and then I had to call back and say, I'm sorry, but you know.
I'm sorry, you're not friends at all. Yeah. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. I don't like you.
So it's just you, not your
But if
wife.
you bought a gift, I'm happy to accept it.
Please.
Yeah.
But like when it came down to like you and Kate, because I'm close to Kate as well, you know, I had to be both of you, know, to come along. So there was there was a few.
It's awkward. It's awkward. You know, the Egyptians do this horrible thing where they invite half the people to the reception after the church, but the other half are not invited, but they're invited to the ceremony. So they got to go, you're coming, I'll see you at the reception. You go, what reception?
Oh, no.
Weren't you invited? Oh, sorry. Oh, anyway, got to go.
No. So how many people are we talking here?
500. Is an average Egyptian wedding, and they do it just to show off, just to say, look how well we're doing. Yeah, you know, and
that's what was good about this. One, that you know, we could only just have the people that were truly close to me. And also to have it at our favourite Italian restaurant at Marina Lunga in Balmain. And John Pierre and his wife Jen, they looked after us so well. And it was a great night, and now you got to live the rest of your life. You can't sort of live in the reception hall. No.
Life takes over.
But it's been good. Like, you know, like I knew this before getting married, that Erica and I were a great match, right? So and since we've been married, it's just, you know, kind of confirmed that, you know, that
it's easy. It's no stress. No, it's nice.
And having that connection too. It's my friend Annie Swan. Who, you know, she, you know, very wise lady, and she was saying, you know, when you get married, there's this kind of solidifies what you got, and there's this security in knowing that you have that connection. And I feel that too.
But see, like comparing my culture again, people get married in the 22, 23. Most of my cousins and relatives got married in their 20s, like early 20s. And they don't know what they're doing. They haven't experienced anything. They're idiots. They're still idiots.
They haven't figured themselves out, let alone, you know,
that's right.
who they think is going to be right for them.
But it's like a cult. Okay, you with him,
Oh, so it's almost like arranged marriage.
It's almost arranged, yeah. And you have to marry within the cult, and they get married and they have miserable lives. You know, most of the people I know are wanting to leave their wives, or their husbands, or they're living together, but they don't want to separate because one person's making a lot of money and he's scared to lose it. A friend of mine, really wealthy guy, they live in separate rooms because they got married at 22. Both of them are 22, but he can't divorce her because he goes, man, she'll take half my money. And I said, but wouldn't you be happier?
Yeah.
He goes, no, I'd be more miserable.
He's got kids?
Yeah, he's got 2 kids.
Are they all growing up now? Or?
They're like high school.
Okay.
Right? But he...
Because once kids are growing up, then, you know, it's all right.
All about money. It's all about money.
Yeah.
See, he's obsessed with money.
So what? And it's not a happy marriage?
No, they live separately. I won't mention his name or give away his address.
Yeah.
Although...
Do they argue? Is it like hard on the kids?
They just never loved each other. They just kind of went...
from the get-go. It wasn't like something that deteriorated.
No, I was at the wedding many years ago.
And you could tell then?
You could tell then. Really? You know, it was just... It was like 500 people at the wedding, and he had these... this is a contrast to yours. It was just pretentious and so over the top and so much money put into it. He had members of some army corps, and he's got no connections to the army at all. But army corps, as they walked into the reception hall to have swords, and they're in full military gear. What is this all about? Very confusing. I have no idea. And then he bought her it was like a very expensive car, like a sports Mercedes or something. And he got everyone to come down. It's 500 people. He said, come down, everyone. I want to give my wife a gift. And everyone came down, and people were looking from the balcony and stuff. And this car came in, brand new Mercedes with like what do you call it when you tie?
Oh, those tassels off the back.
Those tassels, No, not the cans. Oh, he had it tied up in the top of the car.
Oh,
like
bow.
Bow, like a bow. That's what I'm looking for. English. I have difficulty. Not so easy for me. No, but they had it like bow, and then this guy, drove it for him, and then he looked at her and said, "This is for you," and everyone went, and applauded. I felt ill. I felt like vomiting. The whole vibe of the wedding was like that.
You know what I gave Erica?
What?
A pair of Ugg boots.
Ugg boots, yeah.
We went up to the Blue Mountains. We stopped off at the Ugg boot place, and
that's like a sports Mercedes.
It's comfortable. Yeah.
Like a sports Mercedes.
Yeah.
It's got suspension, like a sports Mercedes.
Yeah,
it's warm.
Yeah, it's warm.
Like a sports Mercedes. There's so many similarities. And look how much money you saved.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask you, as you were telling me that, did you ever, were you ever pressured, being Coptic Orthodox, into getting married younger? And
all the time, man.
Would your parents try to match you up with people?
Yeah, all the time.
Really?
But I was never interested. Yeah. And then this is the best part, when the parents of the girl come and meet me, they go, no, thanks. We're not interested. I had an uncle Samir. I told you about him before, and he was a very wealthy businessman, a carpet merchant, and all this dodgy, and he wanted me to marry his daughter, and he said, if you marry my daughter, I will give you a house of your choice for free to start your life, and I, before I even said no. Like, I had never met his daughter. I had no idea who she is or anything. Wasn't even interested in getting married.
Sure.
And he comes and meets me, and he says, maybe your brother would be more suitable because you are too much like a hippie. He goes, look, a hippie, you are a hippie. But no.
Oh, good, you dodged a bullet.
I dodged a bullet, only Peter Levac was here to take it for me. No, but that's the thing, like once they actually met me, they realized that I was so out of the perimeters of what is considered, respectable or normal or someone worthy of their daughter.
But that was good that he didn't pressure you.
Oh, no, they did pressure me.
Oh.
But my mum pressured me to go, meet, my friend Viola's daughter. I said, I don't want to meet Viola's daughter. I'm not interested. And she goes, Do you like boys? Is that what it is? So I like some boys, but not sexually. It was because that's the thing. That's what they know.
So how old were you when you got married? You were
40.
You were 40.
Yeah. So similar to you.
Yeah. And you know what you want then too.
And it was someone I was comfortable with,
and you know what works.
Yeah, someone who shared my values
and as much as you can, you figured yourself out. You never fully figure out who the hell you are, but
I haven't.
But you kind of know what you want, and you know what.
Right, a lot more than when you're 23.
Yeah.
Right,
and you've lived a full life, and I think it's a good for Erica and I coming together at the age that we did. Because Erica and I met when we were in our 20s.
Yeah.
Way back when, but you were around during that time too.
Yes, I was.
And. Yeah, it's weird that I wonder what would have happened had we connected then.
Well, that's a question for a feature film.
Yes, it is.
What would have happened?
What would have happened?
Sliding doors.
Yeah, it is.
Well, that's the thing, I don't know. I think we're all connected somehow. We're transmitting sort of. I know you're giving me that look now. Like
no. It's funny that you say that. Because Erica's got a keen ability to just know things.
Yeah,
she's very knowing, and this
intuition.
But this is so weird. Like I'd been planning a present to get for her for some time, and it's her birthday on Tuesday, and we're walking along, and she said, no, I said I've already got something planned to get you for your birthday, but we walked in and I bought her something else, and I said, look, I can get you a bunch of things, or there's this one specific thing that I was thinking of getting. And she said, I think I know what it is. Now, I'd never told her. I'd never, but as I was saying it, I was thinking
You're thinking it, and she picked up on it. What was it?
This necklace from Tiffany.
Oh, this necklace from Tiffany.
Specific.
Oh, you're gonna be bankrupt very soon. You'll be happily married.
Well, I got the wedding ring already from Tiffany. So,
there you go. Now.
Yeah.
Is there so you'd had to order it from America?
No, there's one here.
Oh, there's a Tiffany here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Aussie Tiffany.
Aussie Tiffany. Yeah.
It's actually lollies.
Yeah.
You can buy. Tiffos.
and it was and she knew exactly.
Toffanies.
Yeah.
It's just toffee.
Yeah.
I'm trying. It's hard. It's hard. It's tough. It's early.
Yeah. But she knew exactly what it was, and I'm like, fuck, I can't get anything. Like, not that I want to get anything past her, but it's like, man, she knows.
Yeah. Same with Kate. If I lie, and I lie a lot,
she knows.
Always, every single time.
But see, Kate, though, you can she's a therapist.
Yeah.
She can read people. She's very.
Yes.
But yeah. But
but
I believe my wife Erica does have this. It's like from a Stephen King novel. Like she can get inside.
No, but
your head
I bet you'll find that it's mostly with you. Because you have a connection, when you find someone that is totally compatible, you find a couple totally compatible. They talk about that. They talk. We can read each other's minds.
Yeah.
My friend.
But something so specific that I never mentioned.
Well, listen to this. A friend of mine who's really he's lucky. I think sometimes luck plays a big part. You find your ideal partner. It doesn't happen in every case, and a lot of marriages, even in your case, you'll have to make compromises, and but obviously a lot less than if you weren't compatible. What was I going to say? I've lost my track. Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah, my friend, they him and his wife, they have these dreams that complement each other. So he dreamt that he was trying to unlock like a bolt, like a padlock.
Yeah.
He was trying to find
the code.
And not the code. He's trying to open it he couldn't find the key.
Oh, right. So he's trying to pick it.
Yeah, and that same night, his wife dreamt that she found the key to a padlock.
Huh.
Right?
Yeah.
And he'll give you many examples like that. And that's because the brains are electromagnetic waves.
Yeah.
Is that correct? Electromagnetic. I don't want to sound like an idiot.
That sounds fair enough.
Yeah.
Electromagnetic.
We'll go with that. Yeah. microwaves coming out of your head.
Yeah.
No, it's very believable that people who read minds. I think that's what they do.
Yeah, they pick up on something that's.
Well, it's like you got an aerial. Some people got good aerials, some people don't, and they go, "Oh yeah, I can pick up what you're saying." And
because Orson Welles was interviewed on Parkinson years ago, and he was talking about that, how you can read someone, read their body language, but also pick up on the wavelength. And he set up a shop front and got in disguise and did a free mind reading for anyone that wanted to come in. And he said the accuracy and it got better and better at it as the time went on. And he said it's weird and he believes that a lot of these people that do it actually believe they can do it. And he said he could understand why they get to that point of thinking that they can actually have this tapping into the. But he said it's not. It's this perceptive sort of reading that he gets.
Yeah, it's like two computers sort of communicating. Like you got a hard drive in your brain, hard drive in my brain, and occasionally the data connects. You go, oh yeah, how'd you do that? You must be a witch.
Yeah.
Burn her, burn the witch. Yeah, no, it's good. And so I think what else could we talk about here? Because it's hard to top a marriage.
Yeah, well, it was great. Well, we had the getaway. The getaway was great. We went up to the Blue Mountains.
Oh yeah,
bought the boots up there. We and then Carl, our mutual friend Carl, he got us delivered to the room a really nice bottle of champagne. He found out the hotel that we were staying at.
Wow, was he there knocking on the door? I just want to let you guys want to share this. Carl.
Well, there's three glasses. Oh, well, I'm here.
Yeah.
And that was...
This is Carl Barron. If you don't know who that is, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
But he was so humble. He's such a humble man.
Carl, yeah.
He's... People forget how huge he is. He'd be in the top 3 in the world.
Yeah, with numbers.
And when you consider the small population of Australia, percentage-wise, you almost times it by 10.
Yeah.
And
no one not even like Billy Connolly or Seinfeld. Does
he outsold Seinfeld.
Yeah,
he sold more tickets. A guy that travels the country every year sold more tickets than Seinfeld and Chris Rock, and he doubled Chris Rock's ticket sales.
Yeah,
he actually moved Chris Rock to a smaller venue.
Yeah.
And so you go, man.
But he doesn't. None of that gets to his head. He's
no. But this is the point. I think anyone who's good at what they do tends to be very humble and almost dismissive of the whole thing.
Yeah. And that's what But
generally,
the similarity that I see between you and Carl, you're not business orientated. You're not.
There's a lot of differences between me and Carl. Mostly our bank accounts.
But you were the one, and Carl says this. You were the one that inspired Carl to get into comedy.
Yes, we were both in the male toilets
at the Comedy Store.
It was at the brass. It was a brass place near Circular Quay.
Brass place near Circular Quay?
Something brass.
Not Monkey.
No. Anyway.
Harbourside Brasserie.
Harbourside Brasserie.
Harbourside Brasserie. That used to be that's back in the 90s.
Yeah, I was supporting Jimon. And they had a break before Jimon, and I went into to do wee-wees.
Yes.
And there was Carl Barron doing wee-wees.
Yeah.
I thought I was looking in the mirror because he's short and dark and bald. I'm going, there's a slightly more attractive version of me. And then he says, oh, man, I'd love to do this. I'd love it. And I said, just all I did, I didn't really inspire him or anything. I said, go to the Harold Park Hotel.
Yeah.
And that's an easy room. And back then, that was the room to do if you were starting out.
Yeah, it's great.
If you don't want to be eaten alive by fucking Bagans, say something funny.
It was more of a switched-on crowd there.
Definitely much more receptive, much more respectful.
Yes.
And if that room had not existed, there would be no Carl Barron.
Yeah.
Because he wouldn't have survived the Comedy Store. And that's not a reflection on his talent. That's just his style is very gentle, and Jimon would not have done well. All these people who came
Denton,
through.
He went
Denton, Sandman, Steve Abbott.
Yep.
All these people who would not have had a chance at the Comedy Store. So it's important to have these rooms. To give people an opportunity.
Yeah. Well, I would see you perform there a lot with.
I love performing there.
It was great.
I was more relaxed there.
Comedy shows. Yeah.
Because people, you get up and you think, the Comedy Store makes you more aggressive. So without thinking, you swear more. And you say,
sure.
I'll show them that I'm tough. I'm from a working class.
I can handle
punch
this.
your fucking heads in.
So Blacktown RSL mentality.
Yeah, totally.
You played there, you always,
aggressive.
Yeah.
And the more of those gigs you do. But Harold Park was so beautiful. It's just these really alternative crowds.
So the sketch shows that
a lot of women there, where the Comedy Store is very blokey.
Yeah. But I was going to say, with the sketch shows, you could explore abstract concepts and have the room to breathe.
That's right. Yeah.
But speaking of that, Anthony Murr, it was great to see him there.
Yeah, Anthony. He's like the sort of the elder statesman of comedy. He doesn't actually do it, but everyone sort of respects him for it. You did it like 20 years ago. Yes, I did. Yes. But still, he still commands respect.
Yes, he does.
He's a scammer.
He doesn't need to do comedy, but he's still in the category of comedy.
That's right. What is that like? Who can you compare that to? Like, who's done just one thing and become famous for it?
And that's it. Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah, Crocodile Dundee.
Paul Hogan.
Oh man, have you heard about his latest film?
No, what's that?
It looks awful.
What is it?
It's about Paul Hogan going back to recreate Crocodile Dundee, but his son's now the Crocodile Dundee, and Jane fuck man, it's just.
What is it, like a Crocodile Dundee kind of, like a take on like they did the Jean-Claude Van Damme film where he plays himself but in a hypothetical situation.
That's it.
So
That's what it is, except with
being John Malkovich, like that kind of.
Nothing like being John Malkovich. John Malkovich had a script and talented actors.
So is this a feature film or a TV show? Look, what is it?
No, this is a feature film.
Really?
Now, to be fair, I haven't seen the film, but just from the shorts, it looks like someone has not been careful with his money. Mainly Paul Hogan.
Right.
Paul, you should have saved your money, then you wouldn't have to get out.
It's incredible that he had the #1 grossing film in the world in 1986.
Yeah, and deservedly.
Yeah.
It was a good film. Yeah. It was unique. It was funny. It was very Australian.
But just broke all barriers. Like, incredible.
Just leave it now.
Yeah.
You don't have the talent to do any more. just leave it.
Done an Anthony Murr at that point.
Well, no, Anthony is talented.
But Anthony Murr is talented, but you're saying walk away and keep the comedy.
That's right. Yeah. But he did.
But if Anthony had kept on going, though, I think
he would have been huge.
Yeah.
He would have been huge. But this guy was like he had limited abilities, but very funny.
Yeah, he played that character well.
In the 70s.
The Ocker,
He was the king of comedy in the 70s. And no one had done it, He was the first and the best at the time.
Yes.
But then move on. Don't just keep... It's like, we have a mutual friend. I won't mention his name. Okay. He had one big head.
Yes.
And he keeps flogging it. And you go, but we've heard this. Do something, try something new, expand, do something different. And so everything he does, he's hanging on to that success he had 30 years ago, whatever it was.
Amazing Jonathan, he was on the Midday Show once, and Paul Hogan was the interview before Jonathan.
Yeah.
And I remember he was wearing this cream-coloured suit. And then it went to show a clip of him from David Letterman's show, but he had the exact same suit. Yeah, I just thought, that's I guess it's his PR suit for that press junket.
Just may not have been paid yet.
Yeah.
From Crocodile Dundee.
But they did a thing of, it was for Australian tourism, and Danny McBride, Eastbound and Down.
Yeah.
He was playing the son of Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah, that's what it is.
No, that's not it. But Paul Hogan's not even in that.
Oh, no, sorry. My mistake.
No. That's not what you're thinking of.
No, he's not. No. This is a feature film.
Danny McBride.
I think he's in this as well.
Danny McBride is.
Yeah. I know you're talking about the
was a tourism thing, and it had
It was shown in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. And it had Thor.
Yeah. They're trying to.
Yeah, but that was just a standalone thing that they did. But that was good. But that's not what you're talking about.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. No, I'm just saying. This is a new film about him. Trying to recreate that film. Like, man, it's like if you at least attempt something new. Rick Astley. Rick Astley.
Yeah.
He's touring now.
Really?
What's he gonna do?
What song does he
Never
do?
gonna give you up. And now I'd like to do it for another 45 minutes. Then we'll have a break.
Yeah.
And now Like from the break.
And now
never
the
gonna give
the
you
reprise version of it.
Yeah, and now the 12-inch. Never gonna give you up. No, if you know.
Yes, give it up.
Give it up.
Yeah.
Give it up. That's right. Do something different, or just.
You know, it's good when you see some musicians that have a big hit.
Yeah.
But then you go and see them, but they have this whole other back catalogue of great material that you weren't quite sure of. You're like, oh wow, this is actually.
Yeah,
great.
so who are they? Not Rick Astley. Rick Astley. I mean, what a waste of a ticket. That would be Rick Astley.
And he's touring now during
He's
COVID?
touring. Well, no, he was touring before COVID. I forget about COVID. Every now and then I just go, oh, yeah, there's a pandemic. Shit.
Yeah.
How did that happen? It's a dream, you know. I don't know. So when life gets back to normal,
yes,
I'll shout you a Rick Astley
well,
ticket.
thank you, Akmal.
Yeah.
That's very kind of Rick Astley at the at Lazot's.
At Lazot's, never gonna give you up. No, please give us up. Go away. Yeah, but it's an amazing time, and I hope life will get back to normal soon.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Yeah, Victoria is gone. It's going to just detach itself from the rest of Australia and just piss off.
Yeah.
And but that's okay.
Yeah.
No more comedy festivals.
Well, I'm glad that this was when the wedding was when it was, because Aj and Grant,
he would have been
wouldn't
locked
have been
in.
able to get up here.
And Grant wouldn't have been here.
Yeah,
wow, that would have been a tragedy. Wow, we'd have had like 4 hours spare.
But it was nice of Aj to drive up he drove all the way from Melbourne for the wedding, and then drove back the next day.
Yeah.
He came over that morning over to my place in Balmain and just said, can I do anything? Do you need anything? And
he's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Misunderstood.
Yeah.
Badly misunderstood. But no, he's actually quite genuine. I remember when you first told him you were getting married, he was really worried.
Yeah.
He's really worried.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
But,
hey,
but he didn't know
that's
Eric.
my friend.
He didn't know Eric
of course.
at that point. And he even said that in the speech.
I said that, but I was me. That was me. I said that.
Oh, that was you.
Yeah, that wasn't him. He said some nonsense. I don't know what he was talking about. But no, I said, a lot of people were, and Tahir, everyone, all your friends were concerned because let's face it, you've had a few head-on collisions in the past.
Relationships.
Terrible ones where all your friends go, what the fuck's he doing?
Yeah.
Why is he with, she doesn't suit him at all.
But then once everyone got to know Eric.
Of course, that's what I'm getting at. If you just give me a chance, I was like, he had the three, but the previous ones have been like totally mismatched. Would you agree?
Yeah, we just weren't compatible. That's a
mismatch.
But not to say that they're bad people or they're
Let's just say they're bad people, horrible people.
We just weren't right for each other. I'm sure that there was someone who's right for them.
Well, you're very kind. But
you've known everyone I've ever been with.
Yes, that second last one, that was a write-off. Yeah. That was not, I knew from the beginning. Yeah. And even, certain people that I won't mention also said, this is not going to last. Yeah. It's a kind of a relationship that, using that car crash analogy, when the tow truck guy comes, he goes, mate, just write it off. Yeah. There's nothing left. Well, I hope you're insured.
I would have like 4 years. That would be my time. My last two relationships were exactly 4 years and then done. And I was actually, this is when I was single. I was at staying at Steve's place. And
now who's Steve? You have to tell because not everyone knows us.
Steve Byrne, a great comedian, writer, director.
And he's part Eskimo.
No, he's not.
He's not?
No, he's half Korean, half Irish.
I'm sorry, I got that wrong completely. Wow, I've never met an Eskimo. No, because when I met him in Canada.
Yeah,
and
it was cold.
Yeah, and it was cold, and he looked sort of Eskimo.
Right, okay.
And he invited me back to his igloo.
All right, well, that's all the rage now in America.
Igloos, yeah.
So he's one of my best mates, and I was staying at his place, and I was doing some magic tricks for his kids. Yeah. And his daughter said, "Make me disappear, Joel. Make me disappear." And he said, Steve said, "Yeah, just date him for 4 years."
Oh, nice. Nice comeback.
Yeah, that was good. That was quick.
Yeah. Shame there was no audience.
No. But I laughed. It was,
That's the main thing. Yeah.
But your point that you're building to was once everyone met Erica.
That's the thing. I think that your previous, and I'm not being unfair when I say this, they were all kind of cold and distant, had no warmth. You never really got to know who they were. But Erica, from the moment you talked to her, well, yeah, I mean, she's quite shy, but once you actually sit down and talk, and immediately you kind of go, I know you, you're a genuine person, you're considerate, you're empathetic, and that's the kind of person you need.
Yes.
You don't need a psychopath. Stay away from psychopaths. They're not good.
Well, no, Erica is, she's the best. She's great, and I'm very lucky to,
my wife Kate said she looks a bit like Meghan Markle, and I said she's actually prettier than Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle, yeah, Meghan Markle.
the
Harry's wife.
Right. Did she say it on the wedding day because she was in a dress and everything?
Oh yeah,
wedding dress.
Yeah. She went to Meghan's wedding as well.
Oh, right.
And she compared the two. And she went, right. Oh no, they're similar looking. Yeah. Does she have any?
Erica, her background, it's Spanish, Mexican, and also there is some Native American as well. So, she does have that, that South American look.
That Navajo.
Yeah, beautiful. That's like the first time I saw Erica, I was like, oh my God, she's she's so beautiful.
But you're 23.
When I was younger, but she was in a relationship, so there's nothing that can be done.
That's true. Yeah,
you were there. Remember on the last night of the festival, and we're all in the room.
I do remember.
And we were playing. I had the guitar, and it was like 2 or 3 in the morning.
That's right.
And Artie came over, our manager, and Penny Wiggins, Jonathan's stage assistant. There was yourself, Erica. And who was trying to get to sleep? Grant.
Yes.
And we were all serenading him on the guitar because he had to get up and fly back to Sydney at 6 a.m.
And 20 years later, he puts us to sleep.
On that note,
yes.
Well, it's been
congratulations.
Thank you. I was so glad that you were there to be experienced.
And look, and I've been to many weddings in my life, and honestly, this is the one. The first time I really felt this is. I felt this is a really strong, meaningful, and long-lasting relationship that is unbreakable.
Thank you, Akmal.
Yes.
Thank you, mate.
Good to be here.
Good to have been here with you.
Your present's still coming.
Great. I look forward to it. It wasn't cutlery though. Don't worry. I got enough cutlery. 2 people gave me cutlery.
You know, I used to do that when I was a kid.
What?
I used to not a kid, but when I was like in my 20s, I'd get invited to weddings. Egyptian communities, there's a wedding every Thursday, and I didn't have money, so what they do is when you go to the church, the tradition is to go have the presents on a huge table in the back of the church. There are all these boxes, and so I bought my friend a clippers for some reason. I don't know. Because they were like it was really cheap plastic shit. That's all I could afford. Yeah. And it was I put it in a little box, wrapped it up, and it was a kit, like it had a comb and stuff,
sure.
And I put it in. I felt a bit, scummy. So I went to the back of the room, and there's like hundreds of boxes, and I had my card on the box, and I thought, this bit scummy. What I'll do is I'll just swap these 2 cards, and I put it on the biggest box I could see.
Hilarious.
Right? Yeah. My friend Amgad Butros, he rings me up a week later. He goes, "Man, that's a very expensive present. You shouldn't have bothered." Man, that's I know you're not making a lot. I said, "That's okay." I still have no idea what it was to this day, and to this day he doesn't know. That's something. A little hint there. You can do that.
Thank you for sharing that. That's,
yeah.
Well, if he's listening, he will now know.
No, he won't be listening. No. And if he is, well, it's too bad.
Well,
bad luck.
Well,
whoever gave you that gift, be probably, the other one was probably a very wealthy doctor or something, and he goes, "You got me these plastic clippers. What a cheap prick."
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing what present, because you have no other presents to mix them in with, so we'll be able to discuss
that it's mine
on this podcast the actual present.
Yes.
Clippers again.
Not clippers, same ones.